My name is Gary L. Moody, President of the Pasadena branch of the NAACP. I was born and raised in Pasadena. I went to Cleveland Elementary School, Washington Junior High School, and I graduated from high school, Blair High School, and attended Pasadena City College, graduated from Cal State LA with a BA in sociology, and graduated from University of Phoenix with a master's degree in business administration. Growing up in Pasadena was a combination of Tom Sawyer, Leave It to Beaver, and a total black experience of being in a neighborhood of people that supported each other. We didn't know about racism really until the 1965 riots that opened up my eyes in regards to racism and how Pasadena basically was structured. Really didn't get a good understanding of that until I graduated from high school. I grew up in Northwest Pasadena, which wasn't called Northwest Pasadena at the time. It was just part of Pasadena on Claremont Street, 488 West Claremont Street. We were well prepared. The Pasadena Unified School District well prepared their students at the time. I graduated in 1968, so we were prepared to go to Pasadena City College. Actually, I had an athletic scholarship to go to Cal Poly Pomona, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. So I registered late at Pasadena City College, and that's basically where I learned a lot about racism, black power, and the whole situation, being a part of the first BSU at Pasadena City College under Roy Hayes. So I also excelled in track and field at Pasadena City College, and eventually got my athletic scholarship to run track at San Jose State. NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And why it's colored people was based upon the fact at the time, we call colored people. The diversity of the NAACP began at the very beginning with W.B. Du Bois and others that were of different hues. There were white people that were involved with the inception of the NAACP back in, 1909. And for a while, when I was at PCC and San Jose State, we thought of the NAACP at that time was a very MOR type situation that really dealt with more of the principles associated with Martin Luther King, as opposed to being relevant to the young folks in the black community. I joined the NAACP after I got back to Pasadena and went through varied organizations, development through working through mental health and helping develop an organization known as Crown City Martial Arts Center, and working with the president at the time was Stephen Mack. And still we were a little, hesitant in regards to working with the NAACP, but because he was such a good person, and the fact that we were involved in developing a program that associated martial arts as the basis and the foundation for good health and good mental health and physical health, we wanted to do a fundraiser at the Rose Bowl. But the key was the only organization that made any sense to the city of Pasadena was NAACP. My pastor at New Guideline Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Roland Jennifer, and my other mentors, Don Mims, who was a Kappa, said we needed some young blood over at the NAACP. You need to come to a meeting. I didn't know I was being bamboozled, but the key was that when they got me there, they gave me some real important and pertinent information about what the NAACP was really about. Having deja vu with these recent killings in our communities across the United States of America, including the shooting of a 4-year-old accidentally in Altadena And knowing the things that we are being faced with here in Pasadena compelled me to write this letter to give our community a good look at how we in Pasadena and have always rode the crest of the wave regarding dealing with institutional and abject individual and racism when we have been dealing with a community that has been set apart one day of the year with the Tournament of Roses, but is on the same level, a community that sometimes is not seen other than through the eyes of those of us that live here. Also, the fact that here at the NAACP we have taken the opportunity to really look at what the true issues involving our community and our state of mind and our African American males are two things that I think is important for us to pay very close attention to and not be distracted by certain national events in regards to social injustice. Even though it's a very primary resource of getting people involved, we still have two main characters that we need to pay very close attention to, and that's economic development and education. So those are the two things that we've taken in our mantle through our executive committee and through the likes of Alan Etz and Juanita Tillman, Dolores Hickenbottom, Legal Redress with L.B. Hickenbottom and Dale Gronemeyer. We've looked at the fact that what we need to do here in Pasadena once again is take a good look at what Pasadena is involved in. And right now the economic development through tech is putting Pasadena back on the map again, to whereas we have an opportunity now to really become the Silicon Valley of the South in a different situation than it's happened up in San Jose because of the type of people and the type of administration, the way Pasadena is set up. The other is hospitality. And they told us 4 years ago that Pasadena is changing. The structure of Pasadena, the career development of Pasadena is changing. That we no longer are going to be involved in infrastructure development. We're going to be more involved in things that are already here that can help facilitate the new tourism, which Pasadena is now becoming highly tourist driven. And through the condos and the hotels and the things of that nature, here we have an opportunity to take a hold to the new Pasadena that's coming and get involved on a level to where we can really make a difference and provide some new career development for our young folks. So we are now addressing this issue with various leaders and corporate leaders in Pasadena to utilize their expertise to create a new type of, for us, economic development and educational development. One of the things that we've looked at and we've researched over the last few years is the whole situation involving the private school sector and just the private sector in Pasadena. Well, the middle class has not left the building. They just went underground, but they're still here. And the kids that are involved in these families and these institutions, they're the ones, I think, at this point, have the greatest opportunities to not only graduate, but have careers that can help nurture what Pasadena is all about. And in essence, one of the most empowering things we have, and that's what I said in the last paragraph, was the vote. And where we see a need for our community to really look at those that don't vote, or those between the ages of 18 and 35. So we have a group of young folks that we have within our NAACP and within our outreach that are willing to take leadership roles in that, and we're going to make sure that we continue to work with them and help develop a voter base and follow that up with some things that would be based upon policies and procedures in the city of Pasadena that are also part of the state of California and the federal government. That one of the things that makes a whole lot of sense is the fact where people are taking to the gun. You know, the gun is a reaction, but taking to the pen is proactive. Certain gentleman said to me in a song back in a long time ago, in the 1970s, his name was Sly Stone. He said, "My only weapon is my pen." Another activist and poet said, how we empower ourselves. He says, "I don't want nobody giving me nothing. Open up the door and I'll get it myself." And so the key to that is that we have to make sure that we take care of home first. We need to get it ourselves. We need to get it to understand that in order to fight this institutional racist policies of our government and of certain corporations, we're going to have to show ourselves worthy. And if you can't take care of home, you can't walk out in the street. You can't be like a dull knife that's just not cutting, talking loud and saying nothing.